Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 worst tanks in World of Tanks Blitz. Keep in mind two things before I start the video. First, it is that this is my opinion, so don't be too harsh on me, and secondly, we're going to be talking about tiers 7 to 9 because lower tiers aren't really popular in the game, and tier 10 is very balanced, and every tank is unique, so everyone has their own playstyle at tier 10, and most tanks fit into that playstyle. But we're now going to be jumping into my list, and at number 5, we definitely have the T95. I don't know how you can actually have fun in this, how you can even grind this. I don't understand the whole point of this tank, and if you have free XP, please skip your way because this is the worst tank in the whole game. The gun is pretty good, the armor is pretty good, but the speed is just horrendous. You cannot learn how to play the game with this tank. You won't show any decent results, you won't be able to do damage, you can't win any games. It's just a horrendous tank. Maybe you can try and have fun. Keep in mind I'm using the word try because even though you try a lot, you won't be able to have fun in this. Even if you platoon with a friend and try and do some challenges, it's just gonna torment you to the rest of your days because this tank is horrendous. This speed is so horrible. I think everyone knows what this tank is, and just skip it. At number 4, I am definitely going to put the VK at tier 8. The German tank, it's a heavy tank, and it's the parallel tank to the Tiger II. Now, what this tank has is nothing. It has nothing. The gun is decent, the speed is okay, but it has no armor. And before, I remember the Tiger II in the early days used to have very small amounts of armor, but nowadays when the Tiger II is juiced up to the everything, the VK just looks like a piece of garbage in comparison to it. It has nothing, the armor is horrendous, and it's just no fun, and there are way better heavy tanks at tier 8. This seems more or less like a medium, but it doesn't have the speed of a medium, it has nothing, so just skip it, go to the tier 9. The tier 9 isn't the best either, but it's better than this. I think you'll have more fun with tier 9 and 10 compared to the tier 8 VK. Moving along, we have the SU at tier 8, the SU-101 if I am correct, and this is one of the worst Soviet TDs overall. When you compare this to the ISU with the BL-10, you're just gonna be shocked. This tank is very unpopular, at least in my opinion, and when I see this in the battle against me, I'm like, bruh, who's playing this? Who is playing this? It's really useless, and I think overall there are much better tanks in comparison to this, especially the German TDs in the tech tree as well, and yeah, even the ISU. The ISU is just a scary mother trucker compared to this tank, so I just think you guys should skip this. If you have free XP, just free XP it. It's just not fun, and there's much better tanks in tier 8 as a TD and as a Soviet TD in general. You have the SU-152, the ISU-152, in the premium side. You have a lot of different variety, so overall I just think this is one of the worst TDs at tier 8. If not overall, it's very boring and it's just not fun. Moving along, we have the T20. Just look at this thing, it looks pathetic, and I just don't want to even talk about this. This is a tier 7 American tank, and just skip it. It pretty much has nothing. Okay, it has a decent gun, the mobility is decent, but like it's just not something that you would want to play around in randoms today, especially when you have annihilators and you have smashers running around at tier 7. This thing doesn't stand a chance at all. It's a piece of poo-poo, and I suggest you to just skip it. If you have the free XP, just free XP your way through it because this tank is just horrendous. Now we're moving on to the last tank, and that is definitely the KV-3. I don't think I need to talk too much about this. This tank is horrendous. Back in the day when the IS or the IS-2, more commonly known as, didn't have as much armor, and overall tier 7 heavy tanks such as the Tiger The Tiger 1, sorry, didn't have as much armor as it does now. This tank was more or less okay. But now when all the tier 7 heavies have been buffed up in terms of armor, and when you have smashers and annihilators, I just think a tank like the KV3 shouldn't even exist in the game, because it's just useless. It's useless. It has that garbage Soviet gun which doesn't hit anything. The armor is really meh. The speed is meh, and overall it's just gonna be a big pain in the bum for you to play with. But this again is just my opinion, and most of these tanks are horrendous. Try and skip them, and if you can't, at least get to the top modules, because if you're going to play like a T95 stock, oh my god, the Lord have mercy on your soul, please. I feel very bad for you. But this is again my opinion. If you disagree with me, tell me how you disagree in the comment section below. But with that, Happy is out, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.